Every day it feels like the world is pushing harder, right? Like no matter how much is done, the noise, the chaos, the sameness just keep growing. People repeat the same tired promises. Work hard, climb the ladder, follow the rules, and success will come. But deep down, that promise is broken. It never shows up the way it should. Founders crush themselves building businesses that are supposed to matter. Investors chase returns that forget real value. Leaders preach progress but live compromise. And all the while, that nagging feeling grows louder inside. Something's off, something's missing. We're locked in a system designed to keep us running in circles, chasing quick wins and empty victories. But what if everything this system tells us about capitalism, about business, about success, is on the brink of collapse? What if the future doesn't look like what we've been taught? Social enterprises, they're not just some trendy buzzword. They might be the unexpected, raw answer to a problem nobody voices clearly enough. The real question is, why haven't they exploded into the mainstream yet? Why aren't they the default model every founder, every investor, every leader rushes toward? Because the systems built to last, the kinds of capitalism we've known, those are deaf to anything that challenges profit-first logic. They don't care about people beyond customers or employees. They don't care about impact beyond the bottom line. But social enterprises, they live in a different reality. They marry purpose with profit, passion with pragmatism, and in doing so, they sneak around the edges of what we accept as normal, slowly but surely becoming the most potent force to reshape how capitalism actually works. This is urgent because the old game is cracking. Not only cracking, the whole floor might collapse. Climate change, social divides, broken trust in institutions, financial systems that reward greed over growth, it's all a warning. Social enterprises stand at the crossroads, not waiting for change, but hacking it by creating real value that stretches beyond the balance sheet. They transform communities. They empower people. They redefine what success means to founders who invest their souls, investors who want to fund more than just returns, and leaders ready to pioneer a different way. Look closer. Founders who feel chained to expectations, stuck between scaling fast and staying true, they find in social enterprises a breathing space. A chance to build companies that don't just extract but give back. The kind of business that wakes up thinking about the planet, about people, not just profits. Investors feel the shift too. The tired cycles of risk, reward, and rinse-repeat don't excite like they used to. They know the future is about alignment between money and meaning. Social enterprises offer a path where their capital can power something greater, something enduring. They become heroes beyond financial gain, builders of something that lasts, and the leaders, the visionaries ready to blaze new trails. They see social enterprises as a code to break from old rules. They reject mediation by giant corporations. They reject the emptiness of just growth for growth's sake, and they see in social impact a language of real connection, a force that can network brilliance. This isn't a luxury project, this is survival. The system as it stands starves the exceptional, isolates the game changers, and lives off mediocrity disguised as stability. Social enterprises stitch together misaligned threads, individuals who refuse to bow to comfort or false freedom, and create powerhouses of imagination and impact. It's the rare becoming the real. But here's the kicker. Social enterprises don't just solve problems. They smash illusions. They force founders, investors, and leaders to ask, what does it mean to win? It's not about being the biggest company on the street. It's about being the company that changes the street itself, about rewriting the silent, suffocating rules we've been handed. Think about your worst frustration in business, the gut punch of working harder but never being sure if it's enough, the dread that maybe the whole system is stacked, not against you, but against what you truly care about. The social enterprise model doesn't just offer hope. It offers freedom. It demands sovereignty of mind and mission. It calls on founders to be more than entrepreneurs. They become architects of a new economy, one that honors people and the planet as partners, not obstacles. It's brutal honesty because it calls for rejection of the comfort zone, for investment not just by money, but by courage. It speaks to those who know deep down that success cannot be measured only by dollars, but by difference. Here's a secret. The most powerful social enterprises don't chase quick profit. They build trust. They slenderly weave their impact into the fabric of communities and markets alike, creating feedback loops where purpose feeds profit and profit feeds meaning. Investors who understand that double bottom line are not idealists. They're the most strategic players in the game. They know that real resilience is built on authentic relationships, true alignment, and radical transparency. For every founder ready to build a social enterprise, the path is not easy, but it's real, and it's revolutionary. Here, growth is not a race, it's a deepened connection to values. Impact is not a checkbox, it's a commitment to the world. Here's something almost nobody says out loud. Social enterprises unlock power hidden in difference. They thrive when others fear contrast. They don't need conformity. They survive because of individuality. The founders who build these businesses bring not just ideas, but identities, unique visions that don't fit into the typical boxes. The investors who champion them fund not just projects, but people. Leaders who guide social enterprises learn that unity doesn't mean sameness. It means creating terrain where contrast births strength. In building social enterprises, they escape the trap of systems that erase diversity for the sake of efficiency. Instead, they celebrate the rare, the misunderstood, the game-changing misfits. That's where the future lives. But even with incredible potential, social enterprises face a steep hill. The system won't make this easy. The traditional capitalism system judges impact with a narrow lens, profit above all. They're uncomfortable with anything that blurs lines and questions foundational rules. That's why the few who dare to build social enterprises are not just founders or investors. They're rebels. Rebels who see the lie behind freedom as a comfortable cage, who reject the status quo not for fame, but because they refuse to live a borrowed life. Theirs is an obsession to create beyond the limitations imposed on them from day one. They are often misunderstood, misaligned with mainstream tools, pushed to the edges. But those edges, they are incubators of the future, the place where old systems decay and new ones emerge. Imagine if you could be part of that edge, if you could find others burned by the same fire, equally hungry for meaning and power. What's stopping brilliant, determined people from connecting, collaborating, and creating the economy the world desperately needs? The answer: few spaces exist that truly nurture this level of radical alignment. Most networks want size or noise, but not essence. Most systems don't honor individuality or the messy process of transformation. Social enterprises, at their heart, are the first building blocks of that infrastructure, the places where rare sparks meet and explode into legacies. Through them, the scattered, often solitary heroes find each other and multiply their impact. The power of the social enterprise movement lies in its ability to weave this autonomous network of fierce minds and brave hearts who dare to make the impossible inevitable. Here's the bottom line. If capitalism's old game is breaking, the social enterprise is quietly becoming the new rule book. But this is no smooth transition. It takes relentless patience. It demands unflinching courage. It requires a ruthless commitment to sovereignty of purpose. Each founder, investor, and leader who steps into the social enterprise world chooses a path of ancient truth masked by modern rebellion. Freedom is not given, it is taken. It is seized by letting go of borrowed dreams, rejected comforts, and inherited illusions. It is the hard work of becoming more than what the stories told us we could be. So, If there's a quiet, unbearable fire inside, one that rejects mediocrity, demands more than the empty promises of growth, and hungers for a future redesigned by those willing to fight for meaning, then social enterprises are your battleground. They are the proof that another capitalism exists, one where profit isn't poison and purpose isn't naive, one where progress is powered by those who burn with a mission beyond money. This is more than business. It's liberation. It's rebellion. It's the slow, unstoppable dawn of a system where those brave enough to rise become the architects of the world's next chapter. And if you listen closely, that future isn't waiting. It's happening right now. The choice? Join it, or watch the old world crumble alone.